one is a spinnerbait. I think that you always gotta have a spinnerbait with you in the fall, because the fall is a bass's bulk time. All they're doing is chasing bait fish, and spinnerbaits replicate that really good, and they're really good for covering water. You can throw this all day. You'll probably get a lot of bites because you can just cover a lot of water with this. Lure 2. I really like a square bill crankbait. Especially, I like these Axel ones from 6 Sense because it's a square bill, but it's got, when this moves in the water, it creates flash. And I've just seen me get more bites with an Axel than just a regular crankbait. But I like this in the fall because they're chasing bait. This is also really easy to cover water with, but you can throw this into really thick stuff. You can throw this into laydowns, a little bit of kind of weeds. Not really, but like sticks on the bank. You can throw this in there, and you're gonna get hung up occasionally, but this is really good for that stuff. I really like poppers in the fall time, especially early in the morning, because I like to get out on the lake early. When you're fishing a pressured lake in the fall, this is really good if you throw it at like 4:30, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., like before sunrise. After sunrise, a popper is not good anymore. But right there, if you throw this around docks, this is a really solid fall bait. I also like, this is more like a mid-fall bait, but you can get away with it in the early fall. I like these, which are just walking baits. This is 6 Sense Catwalk, and this is a Sexy Dog. I like these a lot. I also just really like walking baits. This is my favorite topwater to throw. Besides a frog, I really like frogs too. Those are like my top 2. I like this because bait is gonna be schooling a lot in the fall. So throw this into where the bait is schooling, and it's a certified really good lure. It's a good lure. Just make sure to work it slow. Just walk it really slow, and you'll get a lot of bites. Speaking of frogs, I like this frog from 6 Sense, but Berkley makes good frogs. Scum frogs, like the little ones that have like the arch in their back, those are really good. But I've been seeing myself throw this one a lot recently, and I like frogs because sometimes those bass in the fall, sometimes they're not as active, like the day's kind of tough, but they're back in those like little pockets with like matted vegetation on them. You just throw this on top of it, and if a bass is hungry, a bass will eat this. I try to get the frog patterns right now, or the shad patterns. Shad patterns are really good in the fall because they're chasing bait, but even though they're feeding in the fall, doesn't mean that the bite can't get tough. So I like this little finesse jig right here. I got a little Euro finesse crawl in the back. I like this because when it gets tough, I'll tie this on a finesse rod, and I'll kind of just throw this around docks, sometimes around brush piles that are like in the back of creeks. But this is really good because it poses as a smaller item or a smaller thing for the bass to eat. So they usually will take it when the bite's rough. Like lipless crankbaits in the fall. I like these because if the bass are up shallow, you can fish this shallow. If the bass are down deep, you can fish it deep. Or if the bass are even suspended, you could fish this where they are. This is probably one of the most versatile lures that I have for the fall, and it's probably caught me my most fish, as you can see from what has happened to this. But two really good lures to be throwing throughout the whole fall is an underspin. Underspin's really good because it's a paddle tail, right? But it's got this little blade under it that just spins, and it looks very natural. And it's just a very easy snack for the bass to come up and just eat. But I also like, in like clearer water or pressured water, I like just a regular paddle tail. This is by NOBN. I like their paddle tails like a lot. I also like Kitex and Divine Swim Baits. Those are all like my 3 favorite. But I like this pattern because it matches some of the bait fish really good. That's why I have both of these rigged up. It just depends on the lake that I'm fishing. So this is more of a later fall when the bass go back out into the lake, into the main lake, and they go deeper. But I like a deep diving crankbait. This one dives 16 feet, but anything from 24 feet, which is a really deep diving crankbait, to 13 feet is really good at the end of fall. I mean, yes, there will still be some in the back of creeks, but the majority of fish will be deeper in the lake. And if you throw this down on a deep, like lay down some boulders, if you're scoping those fish and you get this in front of them, they will take it. Then I like this one year round in the fall. It's just it's a jerk bait, because as the water temperatures are getting lower, I just see myself using this more, because instead of using this to throw around, I'll throw this around docks and just kind of just jerk it, and it makes it look like a wounded bait fish. So I like this one. This is a Megabass. It's Megabass jerk bait. These are my favorite jerk baits. They're a little expensive, but they perform the best. And then say you want to throw around a big lure. I really like 6-inch traces. So this is a 6-inch, but any of the sizes work really good. This is just a bluegill pattern. I like this one because this is what I caught my PB on. This is a really good one. I like the 6 inches the most because they have the most like turn to me, and I like how they have this tail on the back that moves. But if you really want to throw around a big lure all day, I'd recommend a big glide bait. You're not going to get a lot of bites in the fall, but when you do, it's going to be a big old mama bass that's been bulking up. I like this mid to later fall when the bass are bigger. Same with this one, because they'll be feeding up a lot more because they're getting ready for winter. So